So Neil, your thoughts on today's game?
Disappointed we haven't got something really. Thought we've done okay. Just said to the lads at the end of the game, we've done okay today. Okay, in my opinion, really isn't enough to win football matches week in, week out. But after a sluggish start, first 5-10 minutes, struggling with their shape and then movement of the ball, obviously we conceded a soft goal. But the way they move the ball and the surface they've got here, you know, it is a bit rabbits in the headlights early doors. You've got to get about them as much as you can and as quick as you can to stop that. The inevitable happening, we didn't, and we conceded an early goal. But I thought from 10 minutes in, then we changed the shape a little bit to try and stem the flow. And in terms, it worked. So to be fair, we limited them to, you know, long range efforts really then in the first half, and we grew into the game. Happy to get in obviously 1-0 at half time so we can just rejig it a little bit, and obviously down the hill with the conditions, with the wind, you know, we hoped that we'd have more of the ball and create some goal scoring opportunities. I just said I don't think we've done enough really to go and win the game. Having said that, we've had a couple of opportunities with 10 minutes to go from a free kick and a couple of corners going in, and you know, we could have nicked something. And did we deserve that? Probably, because you know, we've put some good balls in, but I think we've just done okay, and I think perhaps have we settled, you know, keeping the score down 1-0, are we happy to come here and lose 1-0 to Spennymoor, who have got the resources they've got, and Conference North and Conference players playing for them? You know, are we happy? And I've just asked the question to the lads, you know, are you happy to come here and only lose 1-0? And I don't think there was enough belief and enough energy about us to really have a go at Spennymoor second half, because the odd time that we got in and the 3 or 4 times we put ball into the box to the latter part of the second half, we caused them problems. So that's what disappoints me, that we haven't really had a right go second half.
We know one of the first things we noticed when we got here was the slope on the pitch, and obviously playing into the wind in the first half. So did that make a big difference to the players?
Huge, and it's difficult to get out, you know, and they pop it around, you know, and whatever shape you play against them, they get the full-backs out, and you know, they got 2v1s down the side, and you have it popped around you, and you've got to stay in the game. Fair play to us, we did. They got the slope. There's a slip, you know. The pitch is wet. It's been watered, so they're popping it around and moving it quickly from side to side. Like I say, full-backs are getting involved with 2v1s, slope and the wind, and it's difficult to get out. And in the main, we dealt with it. I'm just disappointed that second half, when the conditions are in our favour, and we've done reasonably well, we haven't really stepped it up a notch and had that belief to really go on and get a point, and then potentially put them under pressure to try and get through. So that disappoints me. Can't fault any of them. They've all worked so hard, because you know, when you're up against that type of team and they're popping it about you, and your concentration levels have got to be, you know, spot on, and the ball's been moved from side to side, you're working hard without the ball. So when you get the ball, you know, you've got to do something with it, and you know, we didn't really do enough with it in terms of keeping it well enough in the final third and trying to hurt them.
I noticed you were talking to the ref as you came. Was there a decision or? No,
what I was disappointed in is that he hasn't signalled to the linesman that side the amount of injury time that was left. So we've had I'm asking the linesman's unsure what injury time's left. He hasn't had any confirmation from the referee. So we're a little bit unsure of what's left. 46, 47 minutes on my clock we played. With the trainer coming on a couple of times and the substitutions they made, we expected the board to go 4 or 5 minutes, time added on. With that, you know, we might throw a centre half forward. You know, we could change things in the last 4 or 5 minutes that could affect it from a set piece. But the throw-in comes in and he blows a whistle for full time. Well, the board hasn't even gone up for injury time. And I've asked him coming off, you know, surely you should be communicating with your linesman to tell the linesman to tell us what injury time's left. You haven't done that. And he couldn't, well, he did answer me. He said he made a mistake.
A quick word on the fans. So your first 2 seasons here, obviously it's mainly been on the up, and the fans have generally been behind you. It's been a bit more difficult the start of the season. How have you sort of?
Well, it's going to be, you know, fans want to see us winning, don't they? You know, they want to see us winning week in, week out. It's not going to be like that at step 3. Against sides like this, it's difficult. You know, and our fans especially, they've been used to winning week in, week out at step 4, and rightly so. We won it really, and we did well, and more often than not, we'd win most weeks. getting promoted. I said in the summer, it was going to be difficult. We're playing against some top sides with resources, far greater than ours. And the big thing for me, fans want to see a winning side, and we're doing all we can to make sure we get some wins on the board. We've put a new squad together, a squad that I stand by are step 3 players, and we'll get our wins, as we move on. We just need to stay together on and off the pitch. We'll strengthen as we see fit, where we think there's players we can bring in to strengthen us as a group. And we need the fans home and away, and there's a few travel today, which is good. To stick with us, and when things don't quite go our way, or there's a performance that's not quite at it, stay with us, because we're going to need them, and we need them more than ever now. In the next couple of home games, we've got Stafford and Russell. We need big turnout at home, and we need them to be noisy when we're losing, and noisy when we're winning, and that will help the players and lift the players. I can understand their frustrations, some of the fans' frustrations with players that are leaving, and players have moved on to Chase Town and wherever. But that's the majority of those players that moved on. It's their choice. They don't want to play either at the level because of the travelling, or they don't want to sit around and warm the bench. Well, performances pick sides, and that's where we're at.
Just lastly, then, a word on Kieran Preston. He's been in goal for the last 3 games now. I think he had quite a good game today. Is it going to be tough for Adam to get that shirt?
Well, Adam's attitude has been absolutely spot on. And we've had 1 or 2 issues over the last 24 hours with making sure we've got a squad that's competitive to come here today with 1 or 2 knocks. But Adam's attitude is absolutely first class. He's got around Kieran, made sure that Kieran, has gone in with confidence. Adam's come to every training session, been to every game in the last 3 that he's been left out, done every warm-up, and sat on the bench. Was on the bench today anyway as a sub. And his attitude has been absolutely first class. And we've just said to him, he played the first 6 or 7 games, hasn't done a lot wrong. We've got to be honest, hasn't done a lot wrong, but has been like all the others, has been okay. Yeah. So we've changed the back 4 every now and again. We've changed the midfield 3 or 4. We've changed players up front. Why can't we change the goalkeeper? We conceded 15 goals in 9 games. So we've given Kieran a go, and in the main, I think he's done well, Kieran.
Yeah. I suppose you've got to treat goalkeeper the same as any other position on the pitch.
Well, the 2 and a bit years I've been here, always have and always will. Goalkeeper is part of the squad. We need 2 good ones. I think we've got 2 of the best at the level. Kieran's done well, and Adam, like I say, has shown a first-class attitude, and he'll get his opportunity again at some point, and when he gets it, he's got to take it.
Okay. Cheers, Kitch.
Thank you.